Like, and she was getting recorded. She was getting recorded. I'm finna show y'all. Bro, I'm not sending her capping. I will not get on live and say nothing to y'all that wasn't true. Bro, I'm finna tell you. I'm finna show y'all. So, Shorty took the wig. Bri was just...
New details after a triple shooting in Miramar turned deadly.
A social media influencer was killed after a Lamborghini was shot up. Local 10's Lenny Supal is in Miramar with surveillance video.
This surveillance video will play a critical role in the case. We spoke directly with police.
A young woman is scrolling through her phone, laughing with friends at a party. Hours later, she's gone, shot dead in the passenger seat of a Lamborghini that just crashed into someone's living room. And the scariest part? She posted about it right before it happened. If you're new here, welcome to Shadow Crime, where we break down the cases everyone's talking about but nobody's really explaining. Before we get into this one, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell icon, because trust me, you don't want to miss where this story goes. Okay, let's get into it. Her name was Brianna Johnson, but you probably know her as DreamDoll Bri, or maybe Broward Barbie, or Girl Bri. Whatever name you knew her by, chances are you've seen her face before. She had almost 500,000 followers between TikTok and Instagram. 500,000 people who watched her show off her life in South Florida. The parties, the outfits, the lifestyle. She even had a song, Bend Over, that turned into one of those sounds you'd hear on every other TikTok video for a while. She wasn't just an influencer. She was building something. A brand, a name, a whole identity online that people connected with. And that's what makes this so hard to sit with. Because Brianna was only 21 years old. 21. Think about that for a second. At an age where most people are still figuring out who they want to be. She'd already built a following most content creators dream about. She had momentum. She had a future that looked like it was only going up. On the night of July 4th into July 5th, she was doing what a lot of us do on a holiday weekend. She was out. She and two guys she knew went to party. A big one, at a home or an Airbnb in Miramar, Florida. If you know South Florida, you know how these gatherings can get. Music, cars, people showing off a little, everybody just trying to enjoy the holiday. Nothing about that night was supposed to be different from any other party weekend. But somewhere after that party, before the sun came up, everything changed. And when you hear what happened next, you're going to understand why people are calling this one of the most unsettling influencer deaths of the year.
Like, and she was getting recorded. I'm finna show y'all. Bro, I'm not sending her capping. I will not get on live and say nothing to y'all that wasn't true. Bro, I'm finna tell you. I'm finna show y'all. So, Shorty took the wig. Bri was just like, y'all know how it is. And mind you, the girl that the wig got pulled off from was standing like 4 feet away from Bri. She was standing like literally like, so say this me, right? I'm throwing the wig. The girl was literally right here. No shade. Bri like this with the wig. The girl who wig was off was standing right there. Oh God. And then the girl who beat her up was standing right in front of Bri, throwing ass and stuff like that. Like she was trying to like, yeah, they was bragging on some shit. Whatever. So I'm just gonna get to it. So that happened. So next thing you know, Bri, Jay, and Said got back in their vehicle. Mind you, they had nothing to do with the fight, but you kind of know how it is when your homegirl woo-woo. She got back in the car. They was driving off. And I guess the disrespect was either, it's one of two things. They was following the wrong car, or they felt like, Bri, you feeling so high and mighty, you just left this mansion party, you doing your big one, you got a trending song, and you trying to play with my friend? Oh, okay, let me show you something. Turn the comments off. Why I'm turning y'all keep telling me right here. Look at Bri right here. Bri got the girl. This the girl that just got beat up. This is Bri with the wig in her hand. This the girl. Bri got the wig in her hand.
It's like a disrespect.
It was, and they knew the girl that was fighting. So that happened. So Bri was, I ain't gonna lie, people were just always with a camera in Bri face. Like, why was that even recorded? I guess they was on live or whatever. They recording Bri just like, yeah, girl, you got beat up. Mind you, she had nothing to do with the fight itself. But you know, people be feeling some type of way. Y'all can't be, don't.
So picture this with me for a second. It's late, maybe closer to early morning at this point. The party's winding down, and Brianna and her two friends decide to head out. They're in a lime green Lamborghini Urus. Not exactly a car that blends in, right? If you're driving something like that through Miramar in the middle of the night, people are going to notice you. On their way, they stop at a Shell gas station. Just a quick stop, the kind of thing that happens 100 times a night all over the country. But this time, something happens there. A fight breaks out. We don't know exactly who was involved or what it was about. What we do know is that police have actually pulled social media posts showing some kind of altercation at that gas station involving that same green Lamborghini. So this wasn't just a rumor floating around online. This was something investigators are treating as real evidence. Now here's where I want you to sit with me for a second, because this is the part that gets under your skin. That fight at the gas station happened, and then, about an hour later, gunfire. Around 5:30 in the morning, Brianna is driving that same Lamborghini down Sunshine Boulevard with her two friends still inside. And out of nowhere, a white sedan pulls up right beside them, right next to the driver's side window. And then the shooting starts. Witnesses and police describe it as rapid fire, meaning this wasn't a warning shot or a scare tactic. Whoever did this meant to hit that car, and hit it hard. The Lamborghini didn't stop right away. It kept going, maybe a block, before running through a stop sign and slamming directly into a nearby house. Imagine being asleep in your own home and waking up to a car crashing into your living room because someone just opened fire on the people inside it. That's exactly what happened to a family in that Miramar neighborhood. Thankfully, nobody inside the house was hurt. But can you imagine that sound? That impact? That's not something you forget. Neighbors woke up to what they thought were fireworks. It was a 4th of July weekend after all. So at first, nobody thought twice about it. One resident even said her mother heard the shots and assumed it was just leftover holiday noise. But something felt off. And that gut feeling was right. Because this wasn't fireworks. This was a targeted, calculated attack. And Brianna Johnson was sitting right in the middle of it.
Trying to process what is going on right now. And I'm going to take it very easy and very slow. First of all, it's so much going on right now. I don't even think trolling or being funny about death is anything serious, right? Like, I don't know what y'all got going on. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this one time only. Y'all can't even make a bitch cry yet. Like, sitting there trolling, making up stuff. Like, that's all y'all do. That's all people do. Y'all sitting there making up stuff, making up my name, putting my name and stuff. Don't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this. Thank you, Fly, turning off the comments. Fly, this is how we're going to play it, right? It's so sad that I can't even go cry or I can't even go grieve. I got to clear up my name because y'all can't let people cry. Y'all can't even let people cry because y'all get on this social media and start making up false narrative and making up false information, false stuff. I'm going to say this. We're going to start with the boat. Okay? The whole TikTok, no, I was supposed to go on this boat. I didn't even get to go on a boat because my period came. Thank God my period came because I was supposed to be on the boat. I didn't even know what happened on the boat. First of all, some situation happened on the boat. It's so much out of town people, so much people in town. Niggas not even popping firecrackers. Niggas using other fires and it ain't crackers. Let's talk about it. I didn't even make it on a boat. Thank God I didn't make it on a boat. I fell asleep, yes. Thank God I didn't make it on a boat. Now let's go to the Bri situation. I get a phone call. I don't know who that is. That's AJ's sister Tell her, leave my name alone, keep her name out my mouth. She should have texted me and asked me why is Bri posted on my page. Y'all be worrying about the wrong stuff. Somebody just died, and now you ask me why the person on my page. Since you want to know, since I can't cry like you crying, let me get on TikTok and explain, because y'all going to stop playing on my name. It's so sad how the black community ready to blame people, and y'all don't even know the situation. Y'all ready to blame people. Y'all ready to sit here and instead of asking the mama, do she need flowers? Instead of asking these family members, is they straight? Instead of going to their house for flowers, asking what's going on with federal arrangement, everybody's typing, but nobody's calling. Black people always do that. That's why funerals can't go right. Instead of calling these people parents and seeing if they straight, y'all trying to figure out. Y'all like y'all and investigators, y'all like the police. Let the police do their job. Y'all hoes get y'all yellow teeth on this app and start talking and don't know what's going on. It's sick to my stomach. I get on live. First of all, I don't even like talking about deaths or do this. The whole Miami don't even like this shit because it's disgusting. Why I can't grieve? I just lost two people. I lost a homegirl and a homegirl last night. A homegirl and a homeboy. I can't even talk right. I'm trying to function. Let's keep going. I get a phone call 7 o'clock in the morning out my sleep, like 7 something. Yo, woo, Bri just died. I said, what the fuck? I threw up. I'm on my period. I said, nah, that ain't right. That ain't right. I get a phone call. I'm sleeping. To that little girl that made that post about me, and y'all hoes on TikTok, stop playing in my name. And I'm going to...
Police rushed to the scene after getting multiple alerts from ShotSpotter. That's the system that detects gunfire in real time. When they got there, what they found was chaos. A luxury SUV wrapped into the side of a house, and 3 people inside, all of them shot. All 3 were rushed to Memorial Regional Hospital in critical condition. 2 men, whose names still haven't been released to the public, and Brianna. For a moment, there was hope. She was alive when they got her to the hospital, but her injuries were too severe, and she passed away from them. The 2 men survived, though one of them remains in critical condition as of the most recent updates. Now here's where you'd think the police would have a clear answer, right? A car that flashy, a shooting that public. Surely someone saw something. But that's not what happened. Miramar Police Chief Delrius Moss actually spoke to reporters, and what he said is honestly kind of chilling. He said, quote, "This is no way to wake up on a Sunday morning. It's a chaotic scene." End quote. He also said the gunfire was, quote, "quite rapid fire. But when it came to who did this or why, he was straightforward with the public. He said they have what he called limited suspect information." Think about that for a second. A car full of people get shot up in a residential neighborhood. In a car so recognizable it might as well have a spotlight on it. And police are telling us they barely have anything to go on. But here's the twist that's got everyone talking. Chief Moss also said something that stuck with a lot of people. He said, quote, "Certainly they targeted this particular car for some reason. We're trying to figure out why." End quote. That word, targeted, changes everything. This wasn't random. This wasn't a stray bullet or a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Whoever did this knew exactly which car they wanted. They followed it. They pulled up right beside it. And they opened fire with intent. So now the question everyone's asking is this. Was it that fight at the gas station? Was there beef building before that night even started? Or is there something deeper here? Something about Brianna's life, her connections, her business, that we don't know about yet? Police haven't confirmed the gas station fight, and the shooting are connected. That link is still just a theory being investigated, not a confirmed fact. But you have to admit, the timing is hard to ignore.
We have new details after a triple shooting in Miramar turned deadly.
A social media influencer was killed after a Lamborghini was shot up. Local 10's Lenny Supal is in Miramar with surveillance video.
This surveillance video will play a critical role in the case. We spoke directly with Police Chief Moss. He says the shooter was intentional, following that Lamborghini inside this neighborhood before shots were fired. Tense moments right before shots were fired into this Lamborghini. The high-end luxury SUV spotted in this surveillance video pulling up to a stop sign. Then another car rolls right beside it before a shooter unloads a series of fatal shots, targeting 3 people inside. The car turns the corner and takes off.
Listening to the shot spotter, it was quite rapid fire.
The scene unfolding on Sunshine Boulevard, just north of Miramar Parkway near the Turnpike, around 5:30 a.m. Sunday. Miramar Police Chief Delrish Moss on site as detectives examined key pieces of evidence and the bullet casings scattered in the street.
We found a car that had crashed into a house. 3 people were inside the car. All 3 had been shot.
Especially my grandma, older age, she's always outside. You know, stray bullets can catch anybody. It's not something good to think about.
2 men rushed to the hospital with critical injuries. A young woman, 21-year-old Brianna Johnson, did not survive. She was an influencer and popular online personality known as DreamDoll Bri. But questions remain about who pulled the trigger and why.
We don't know why that happened. We believe that they may have been followed to the area, but we're still combing through all those details and trying to get additional information. At this point, we don't know a whole lot.
2 men were critically injured in the shooting, but we're still waiting for an update as to the status of their recovery. The investigation still very active and ongoing. In Miramar, Lenny Supal, Local 10 News.
So where does this leave us right now? As of today, there have been no arrests. The shooter or shooters are still out there. Police have described the suspect vehicle as a white sedan, though some reports say it could have been a white or even a dark pink four-door car, last seen heading south after the shooting. That's really all the public has to go on right now. Investigators are still working through surveillance footage from the area, trying to piece together exactly how that white sedan ended up following Brianna's Lamborghini in the first place. Was it already tailing them from the gas station? Or did it just happen to catch up with them on Sunshine Boulevard? Right now, nobody outside of that investigation knows for sure. What we do know is that Brianna Johnson left behind a community of people who are still in shock. Her family confirmed her identity to local news outlets, and almost immediately, tributes started pouring in across TikTok and Instagram. Thousands of comments, thousands of people who felt like they knew her, even if they'd never met her in person. That's the strange thing about being an influencer, isn't it? People watch your life so closely that when something like this happens, it doesn't feel distant. It feels personal, even strangers. And that brings us to something worth sitting with for a minute. Brianna's last Instagram story was posted just hours before she died. In it, she's at that same gathering, cars everywhere, people celebrating, everyone just living their life like it was any other night. She had no idea what was coming. None of us ever do. So here's what I want you to think about. What actually happened at that gas station? Was it truly random, some kind of coincidence that just happened to line up with a targeted shooting an hour later? Or was that fight the spark that set everything else in motion? And if it was targeted, like police are saying, then who wanted Brianna, or maybe one of the men she was with, gone badly enough to follow them, pull up beside them, and open fire without hesitation? We may not have those answers yet. But we're going to be watching this case closely, and if new information comes out, you already know we're going to break it down right here. If this story affected you the way it affected us, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and make sure that bell icon is turned on so you don't miss the moment this case gets its next update. This is Shadow Crime, and we'll see you in the next one.